Well, good morning, good afternoon and good evening, wherever you're listening around the world. A very warm welcome from London in the UK. Here is today's news about electric cars and the future of transport. My name is Martin Lee, and this is your EV News Daily for Saturday, the 17th of March, 2018. By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day today. There is so much going on in electric cars and transport news and energy as well. I was just tallying up all the stuff that I wanted to put in today's podcast. There's like enough for half an hour, but don't worry, it's not that long today. Nobody wants to listen to that much of my voice. So I've split it out into kind of a two-part special. Today is about the cars. Tomorrow, Sunday's edition, will be about all the stuff around the cars. So got some charging news, got some future news, some prototype news, some energy news, but today we'll stick to purely cars coming soon and things that are going to be in the metal. So this is your first part of a weekend special, and we'll start with Ford. Now, a couple of days ago on the podcast, and you can go back and listen because I'm not bluffing. I said we haven't heard from Ford and we need to hear from them soon. And I honestly swear I didn't know they were going to make an announcement 2 days later. And clearly it's because I said that they made an announcement. It's definitely nothing to do with me. This is about Ford's big announcement of where they're going to be by 2021. And Ford said that they will beat Toyota in hybrid vehicles by 2021, according to their big EV announcement earlier this week. And according to CNBC, that the number 2 US car maker are going to overhaul their entire lineup. They're going to make their whole brand image younger as well and have lots of new cars around rather than an aging fleet. Over the next 2 years, they said at Michigan that their strategy is going to shift attention to high-margin trucks, yep, SUVs, yep, and performance vehicles. Brilliant. And they're kind of let everything else go by the wayside. They're going to offer electrified versions of the bulk of their lineup. Electrified, not pure electric, including their iconic full-size F-150 truck. And I can see a lot of people who love their diesels and love their trucks being like, we ain't going to drive an electric car. Don't worry, it's not going to be an electric truck to begin with. It's going to be a hybrid. And guess what? You're going to have loads more torques. And you're going to have loads more power. Because that's what driving a truck is all about, right? And you're going to have the big engine. Don't worry. We're not taking over with our crazy batteries and all that kind of stuff. You still get your Ford F-150. But it's going to be really, really good thanks to the batteries. Now, in doing so, Ford, according to CNBC, said they're going to make their hybrids mainstream because they're going to be fully integrated into the most profitable and best-selling vehicles. And that's the key. They're not just going to force a bunch of pure electric cars on people that like to buy trucks. They're going to substitute a load of the power, low-end grunt, for the torque from batteries, instant torque as well. Because if you drive an EV, you know what I'm talking about, right? When these truck drivers get a little whiff of the torque that we have, they're going to love it, right? And then they're going to want more and get a pure electric. They say every time we launch a utility in North America, our intention is to have a hybrid. That's a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, and in some cases, both. We've moved past hybrids being a science project, says Ford. Wow! Is that them throwing some shade at Toyota, who have been selling the hybrid Prius since the late 1990s and who Ford just wrote off an entire 15, 20 years of the auto industry history as being a bit of a science project? Thanks for your time, Toyota. You can go home now. Ford are here. That's fighting talk. I like it. Come on, Ford. Let's get some EVs on the market. Moving from America and from Michigan to France and the Renault Zoe and a slightly higher powered R110, which we've been talking about on the podcast recently, which isn't really 110 brake horsepower. It's 107 brake horsepower, but who wants to call it the R107? So it's called the R110. 80 kilowatts instead of 68 kilowatts, and it goes on sale next week. £250 is the premium that you'll pay over the model that was on sale. That's about €280, about $300. And according to Autocar here in the UK, the price will start at £18,995. And £19,000 for a cool little city car. It's got the ZE40, really long range battery. On top of that, here in the UK, we get a £4,500, like a $6,000 grant. No tax stuff to muck about with. It's simply money off the car the government give you to get people into EVs. At least they do until the end of this month, end of March. Nothing's been announced. They reckon it's going to continue, but nothing's been announced yet. Come on, pull your finger out. So if you're going to buy an EV, do it in the next 13 days to be guaranteed, at least in the UK, you can get that money off. The Zoe is a great little car. City car, obviously, but massive range on that. Well, moving forward, and according to autocar.co.uk, the Nissan Leaf SUV is going to be the breakthrough model that cracks the mainstream. Nissan's got an upcoming pure BEV crossover model coming very soon, and according to them, it's going to make BEVs truly mainstream. Not sure how everyone who's working on the Nissan Leaf at the moment feels about that phrase, but the new crossover will make electric cars mainstream. That's according to the Nissan Design Europe boss, Mamori Aoki. He was talking to Autocar at Nissan's Design Centre here in London, and he said, of course we have the new Leaf, but I think the production version of the IMX concept, which will be the SUV, will become a breakthrough model. The concept was first seen last October in Tokyo. Now, the concept had about 380-mile range. They're still talking NEDC at that time, so that's probably anything in the next couple of years is going to be 200 to 250 real-world miles if they put a 60 kilowatt-hour battery in, which is probably what most of these crossover and SUVs are going to have. But a 40 kilowatt budget version, 60, 65 kilowatts premium version. This one's going to have dual motor, all-wheel drive powertrain, lovely. 429 brake horsepower, according to the concept, but I don't think it'll be that much different. The next generation of Nissan's autonomous Pro Pilot technology as well, which in the Leaf they will go to great pains to say it's not autonomous driving, it's simply driver assist. And now he continued, the IMX is not a concept car. In the next few years, it's going to appear in production. I wonder what that means. In the next few years, it will appear in production. Because a few is 3. A couple is 2 and a few is 3. So does that mean 2021? Come on, Nissan, we would love a crossover SUV from you. It's going to use the new Nissan Leaf platform, though. So it's all ready to go. They just put a new body on top of it. The interior is notably bigger than a conventional vehicle, and there's much more usable space thanks to the totally flat floor allowed by the underfloor battery pack. The dashboard is pushed right back towards the windscreen because the HVAC system is under the bonnet. Oh, I'd love to hear some more details about that. It's the first I've heard of the concept moving a step towards production. Onto some German cars right now, or a German car, and let's talk Audi. The Audi Q3 is going to get an electric version of itself, the e-tron sister, by 2021. The new electric, according to autoexpress.co.uk, the new electric SUV is going to join the forthcoming e-tron Sportback and e-tron GT. It'll be the 4th pure BEV Audi make. The final car? It's going to be China only. Brilliant. Going to make it with SAIC in China, assembled in southern China, not likely to be exported. Brilliant. Well, Audi's chairman of the board, Rupert Stadler, made an initial reference to the Q3-inspired EV at the brand's annual press conference in Ingolstadt this week, according to autoexpress.co.uk, when they challenged him to say which of the Audi cars would first use Volkswagen Group's MEB platform. That's what they're building all the ID range on. He said, it'll be neat, it'll be chic, and have SUV character. So the rest of the world outside China will get something similar. And they've got to do something, because you look at the competition that's coming. We just told you about the Nissan SUV built on the Leaf platform with a big battery. Volvo XC40, great car, plug-in hybrid, pure BEV coming soon as well. BMW iX3. Now, none of these cars are in the realm at the very top of the market, like Jaguar's I-Pace, which is very expensive. And actually, Audi's e-tron as well, very expensive car, but these are kind of then you've got the bottom end of the market, which we've talked about today, like the Nissan Leaf and the Renault Zoe. And there is going to be this mid-sector of the market where so much money is spent on SUVs and crossovers in the last couple of years. The kind of £25,000 to £30,000 to £60,000, so about 30,000 to 60,000 euros, or about $40,000 to $80,000. That whole family car that's going to be dominated initially by things like the Hyundai Kona and the Kia Niro, and these cars as well, they are going to take the battery electric vehicle concept to so many people who need family cars. It's going to be a fascinating couple of years. Right, that's part one then. That's the cars dealt with. On tomorrow's show, we'll talk about all the bits and things around the cars that we scraped up in the news today. Now, weekends are normally quieter, so I don't think there'll be too much extra stuff going on. So I think I'll spend a few hours tomorrow just looking through the blogs and the news feeds in case anything else comes up, and then on Sunday we'll get the Sunday's podcast out for you. Thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to spread the word about electric cars. If you can, share this with somebody who might be interested. Listen every day to every previous podcast if you want to on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and the blog, which is evnewsdaily.com. Subscribe. That means you get it for free. You get it instantly as soon as we publish this every day at the same time every day, and you get it automatically and first first. It would mean a lot if you did have time to rate and review this on iTunes, and if you have an Amazon Echo, download our skill for your Alexa device, which is called EV News Daily, and you can add that as a flash briefing and then hear the news through your connected speaker. If you're on Twitter, come and say hi at EV News Daily. Have a wonderful Saturday. I'll catch you for part 2, Sunday's edition tomorrow.